Hey and welcome to Not Only Hollywood. Today I'm going to do an audio commentary of A Frozen Flower from 2008. This is a South Korean drama period piece. I watched the movie, I think it was in 2010 or something, and the movie is directed by Yuha. He was one of my favorite directors because of Once Upon a Time in High School, A Dirty Carnival. I love those two movies, especially Once Upon a Time in High School. That movie is a 10 out of 10. He also directed Gangnam Blues from 2015. That movie was also okay, but yeah. So this is a competent director and A Frozen Flower. I remember it was good. So I'm gonna start the movie now. And this is a long movie. The runtime is around 2 hours and 23 minutes. Whoa, this is gonna be a long one. A long, hard ride. I don't remember any of the actors. I'm not good with South Korean actor names. I usually recognize them, but I can't remember their names. Well, I remember my favorite actors' names, but this movie has some quality actors in it. Who is the best subject to the king? One who becomes a great general and conquers Liaodong. Okay, so this is a school class or something. Oh, I have always had problems with these period pieces or historical movies because of all the names, and I don't know much about South Korean history and all of that. Several hundred years ago, under Juan's subjugation, I don't think I pronounced that right, the Goryeo king selected the young boys and closely trained them to be his royal guards called the Kunrungu. He allowed these boys to reside in the palace and always kept them within his reach. And there they are training. So it's been 12 years since I last watched the movie and I can't remember anything. I remember the title and I remember another movie, The King and the Clown, I think it was. That was also a popular South Korean period piece or period drama or what you call it. And there is a young boy training while the other boys are sleeping, so I guess he's gonna be the protagonist or one of the main characters because he told the teacher that his duty was to die for the king. And now he's playing the electric guitar. Your Majesty, the prince from Juan has arrived at the port. Okay, so the young boy is already playing with... Oh, the teacher is the king? I'm not sure. It's time to go meet your queen, your majesty. Okay, so that's the future king. But he isn't done playing the guitar. Rock that guitar and get out, you old fart. Written and directed by Yuha. And here's the title, A Frozen Flower. Cool title. What's going on here? Stop there. There's a horse chase going on here. Is that the king? There's a woman hand back. You've gone mad over a girl. Okay, I can't remember who that was, but I guess it's the sort of protagonist. He has gotten older. Please let us go. Strike me down first if you must go. And there is the king. Is that the protagonist? Oh my god, I'm so bad with names and faces sometimes. Who was Habe? As the chief, I'm partly responsible for his actions. If you must behead him, punish me in the same regard. I said enough. I beg of you, sire. What's going on? Who is Habe? Okay, there is brother Hanbak was his name. The king has generously spared Hanbak's life. There will not be a second chance. Oh my god, they wear the same costume and they all look alike. They all have long hair. Play the guitar, I guess. Chief, very impressive, sir. Okay, so I guess the chief is the protagonist with the king. How did you manage to free him? The law says to behead the foe who messes with a court maid. Oh, it's the king's command. Why, of course. Okay, so that guy doesn't like the chief. Stop clouding the king's judgment with pillow talk, sir. Oh. No, 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 no. The king is married, and the chief draws his sword. If you speak ill of his majesty again, I'll have your head. And he walks out. There's the king again with the chief. The chief is brushing the king's hair. They have some quality time. And they are talking about Habak. Her Majesty the Queen, here she comes. Oh, she's a hottie. Oh my. Welcome, my queen. Oh yeah. A Korean hottie. And you can see that the king is not that interested in his queen. I heard an envoy from Juan is coming. Yes. What more will they demand on account of the royal heir issue? Yeah, so here comes some politics and all that, and then my brain just goes numb. Perhaps you should make more effort for an heir. Shall I take in another royal concubine? Ooh. And she was upset. You wanted to see me. Okay, so now the queen is angry at the chief. Oh, she thanks him because of her concubine, that he saved the concubine. I guess she also was about to get killed. Okay, so she knows that the king is gay and that he has a relationship with the chief. Ooh, beautiful images. The king and the queen, they are eating, looking at the beautiful view, and I'm looking at the beautiful queen. Oh yeah. Get away from the screen, king. You suck. Let's check out which movies she has starred in. Her name is Song Ji-ho. She is now still hot, 41 years old. Oh! It's the girl from Sexy 02. Is that the cutie? Yeah, that's the cutie that the protagonist falls in love with. Well, she also is sort of a protagonist in the movie. She's hot because she was in the New World, Unstoppable. Oh, it's the main protagonist in Intruder from 2020. She also starred in Some from 2004. I have also watched that movie, and Wishing Stairs from 2003. I think that's the cutie. Maybe she has done some plastic surgery. Remember, she's Korean. The queen is going to sing. He asks the chief if he wants to hear the queen sing. And the concubines are rocking the guitar. All right. Will you leave? Will you leave me? It's the cutie from Sexy 02. How will I live without you? If you leave me now. It's strange that this actress hasn't starred in more movies than she has. She's pretty good. Oh, they are attacked. Arrows are flying. Ninjas. Is it the Japanese? I guess it's the Japanese. Oh, so many of them are dying. Protect the king. F the king, I want the queen. Ninjas. The evil Japanese. And they are surrounded. The ninjas are coming from everywhere, from all sides. And the chief is killing some ninjas. No, it wasn't him. I guess it was his sort of nemesis. There he goes. He's killing some ninjas. And the king also draws a sword. Escort the queen. Yes, she's the most important of them all. Maybe she will take off her clothes in this movie. Oh yeah. The editing is pretty fast. It's a little difficult to see the choreography. The usual fast cutting. Oh, he took a bullet. The chief took a bullet for the king. Or I guess a knife or a throwing star. It was a knife. But he's alive. And he's up again and he kills some more ninjas and the king is also fighting. The action choreography isn't that good. If you have watched Once Upon a Time in High School and the last fight scene on the roof, oh my god. It's one of the most energetic and tiresome fights I've ever seen. Oh my god, a ninja just stabbed the king in the stomach and the chief just cut off the ninja's arm. The king is down. What will happen? And the king doesn't have an heir. And here comes the old farts. Only days until the Yuan envoy arrives. This is a tragedy. The old political farts. How dare you sit here with a straight face? He's scolding the chief. Well, why don't you do something, you useless politician rat? I effing hate politicians. I will have you and others personally responsible for this. If I had been the chief right now, I would have stood up and slapped that old fart in the face. I hate old farts. I have no respect for old farts. They should be glad that I don't live in Asia. I would have slapped so many old farts in the face. They would have put up a statue of me, and I'm not kidding. You don't deserve respect just because you're old. You have to earn my respect. Please have me executed. So the king is still alive and the chief is upset. He tells the king that he wants to be executed. No, dear lad. If you weren't there to save me, I'll already be dead. So I remember why I sometimes don't like these movies, because of all the politician rats' farts. And there are all the dead bodies. Remember the raid against the Japanese. The remnants who escaped are behind this. They are all waiting on Lord Cho. The court is filled with scoundrels. Perhaps we can ask the king to put Lord Cho on trial. Lord Cho is under Yuan's protection. We can't touch him without proper proof. Let's say that the Japanese are behind this for now. Act as usual and obtain the evidence discreetly. discreetly. Obtain the evidence discreetly. The Goryeo king shall pay respects to the Yuan emperor's demands. Well, he speaks Chinese. I think it was Chinese. Or not. I don't know what language he's speaking. Is he Mongolian? What's going on? Okay, I must read this. Long live the emperor. A royal letter to my son-in-law, the king of Goryeo, the father of Yuan, who unified the world, knew well the will of heaven, and took in all nations under him. A century has passed, O you beauty, in alliance with the Goryeo through matrimony. Now the Goryeo king is without an heir. The woes of the citizens are of my great concern. Thus I have decided to enthrone Lord Kyung-won as crown prince and stabilize the Goryeo court, also to fight off barbarians who threaten Yuan, dispatch soldiers and maidens in respects to thy father nation. Yeah, this is some history I have no clue about. Sending soldiers and maidens will not last long. Yuan will make even more demands using the heir issue as an excuse. Hence appointing Lord Kyung-won as the crown prince quickly and stabilizing the court is the most viable option, sire. Okay, so I'm going to pretend that I understood all the things that was said and told. Now the queen is upset. They want the king to step down since she doesn't have a child. Yeah, it's politics and history, I guess. My brain with the names and the politics in these movies, it's not easy. Okay, so the king tells the queen to return to Yuan. I'm incapable of taking a woman, hence to get an heir is hopeless. Oh my god, let that woman take off her clothes. If Lord Kyung becomes the crown prince, I shall be a king only in name. What glory would there be at my side? Go back to your home country. Oh my god, she's so beautiful. There are so many beautiful Korean women out there. I have to admit that. My queen. Yes. We are not without options. Ooh. Sexu time. Is that the king and the chief? Oh my. They are having some fun here. Yeah. I wanted to see the queen, you know, Well, at least it's not the Steven Seagal. The queen is crying. I want you to serve the queen. Okay. He wants the chief to have sex with the queen so that she can get pregnant. Well, do it, man. You lucky man. And they are dressing him up, and there is the beautiful queen. Oh my god. That's a hot woman. No, no, that wasn't the chief. It was the king who they were dressing up. Jesus Christ. $10. Oh, I think the chief is going to have some sex with the queen. Oh yeah. The king is checking her out. And in walks the servant, or not the servant, but the chief, the king's lover. He's gonna make love to the queen, and they are going to make a love child. Oh yeah, dig it. She's laying there in the bed looking all hot. This feels pretty wrong, to be honest. Effing politics. I don't feel bad for the man. I'm feeling bad for the poor queen. It's just like, do the things that your man tells you to do. You are here to give birth to my children. You are worth nothing. And the queen is crying. That's good acting from the actress. She's good at crying, showing emotions without overacting. That's what I like. But the chief couldn't do it. He aborted the mission, and now he's talking to the king. And the king tells him that he has only 2 chances left. And the chief asks him why the king has chosen him, and the king tells him that the child is gonna be as fair as him. And second chance, take 2. Oh my god. We see her breasts. Is the king listening? I think the king's outside and listening. He's a peeper. So she showed her breasts when she was 28. That was risky. If you know something about Korean actresses and what happened to some of them, unfortunately. Some of them was ashamed of the scenes they did in some movies, and that's sad. The question is, were they pressured by the evil men? So now they had sex. So the question is the queen pregnant? The third try. And he starts again. He's a working man. He's a sperm donor. Oh yeah. If they don't get a child out of this, there's no hope. And the king is, I think he's listening, and he cries. All for the kingdom. It's really brave of the actress to do that when she was still young. It's not something that every actress would do. Yeah, the king is peeping. He's looking through the door window. And they are done. That lucky man. This scene was so much better than when he and the king were having some quality time. Oh yeah. The Macho Man would have approved of that scene. And you, how does it feel to become a man? Asks the king. What was it like to hold a woman for the first time? There's nothing to say, sire. I just followed your orders. I wish to visit Bjuklang-du for a few days. He wants to investigate the attack on the king. So now they are in a town. Some of the costumes look so weird. One of the merchants disappeared. And now the chief is fantasizing and remembering the quality time he had with the beautiful queen. Oh yeah. And he's back. A merchant who smuggled Japanese weapons was found dead. His name is Mayongil. The perpetrators killed him to cover their tracks. Have you found any ministers who are connected to him? We are investigating, sire. It could be the lead we need. When did Chief Hong say he'll be back? And the chief is watching the queen doing some praying. Oh, the king is there. What were you doing this late? The king is in disguise. I was so worried something had happened to you. Is something the matter? No, sir. Let's return to the palace at daybreak. The king was so worried, and there they are sleeping together. Oh my, there's a lot of naked men taking a bath. 20 of them or something. And the chief is looking at the necklace that the queen had, but he found it in town. I'm not sure what is going on there. Oh no, the queen is ill. You have a high fever. Is she pregnant? It could be a sign of a morning sickness. Perhaps you're pregnant. Forgive me, sire. Actually, my menstruation started a few days ago. Ooh, so you have not conceived? No, sire. Honeysuckle tea is good for fevers. Make some for the queen, he tells one of the ministers. That creepy looking guy. But drinking too much won't make a difference, sire. What do you mean? Chief Hung took some this afternoon. Was it not meant for the queen, sire? And now the king and the chief has slept together. And the chief is leaving. I have something to finish up in my room. The honeysuckle tea you gave me earlier. Yes, it worked well on my cold. Why don't you send some to the queen? I'm sure the court physician will serve her well, sire. Was that the court physician, not the minister? It would look good if you sent her some tea. Now the king is talking to the queen and the chief, and he's not happy with the result. He's afraid of the queen's health, so let us postpone this for a while. No sexy for you today? What do you think, my queen? What could I say, your majesty? Do as you wish, sire. What do you think, lad? I shall do as you command. And the queen looks at the chief. Ooh, so hot. She's so hot. It's getting hot in here. And now he's talking to the queen. He's worried about her health. Thank you for the Handelssakkel tea you sent through Buduk. And her eyes. She has so beautiful eyes. Look at those eyes. And he gives her a gift. It's a perfume sachet. I heard during the attack you lost your treasured sachet. And she's smiling that hottie. So he's in love with the queen, so I got a feeling that maybe he's switching sides at the moment. And that's easy to understand. And there are the ministers, sort of a ceremony here. They are praying that he's gonna get an heir. They are dancing, playing some hard rock songs. Looking like fools. Oh my, that wasn't a real beard. It's getting and the chief is eyeing the queen. They are still dancing, having some fun. How did you find your sachet? My brother brought me a similar one from Juan. And the ministers are talking. Perhaps we shouldn't have held this feast. What if the queen really bears a child? If such feast had worked, there would already be an heir. Look at those concubines. Even Buddha's grace won't get them an heir. But it's so quiet in the palace. Because His Majesty is so concerned about heir. Wait, isn't that the actor from Kingdom, the TV series? In any case, we must enthrone Lord Kyungwon at once. All dirty ministers, politician rats. How about bringing in the Queen's brother? Okay, so they are involving him. Lord Chayan. God, I hate old farts. Oh, my queen. All set to perform the sword dance. And the chief is meeting the queen. Shh, don't tell anyone. You can see that the queen is... Oh, yeah. Oh, she touches his hand. Sword dance. Drums. And I'm certain we will see some hard... oh, yeah. Talking about hard. They are doing it, the queen and the chief. He has switched sides. And now I don't feel so sorry for the queen. She has turned into a cheap queen, but a really cheap, hot queen. That's something that the sleepy, creepy pervert guy likes. And there is the brother. And they are still doing it. So what will happen now? Will the king be angry at his servant, the chief, and the queen? And they are still doing it. Yeah, he was finished. I guess he's all empty. So they want the king to sing and dance. And the queen gives the chief a gift. It's a handkerchief that she made herself. I always hope you will keep it with you. I'll be here again at midnight tomorrow, oh you lucky man. That hottie. So now they are sort of having an affair behind the king's back. And now the king is rocking the guitar while singing. If word got out. The young errand boy would have told, I shall go to sleep there too. And the queen is back in her rocking chair. She's looking at the king. Is she a little sad? Does she feel guilt? I went into a temple to light it. The temple owner grabbed my wrist. If word got out, the temple. Okay, that song was pretty good. A nice rhythm. You feel that there's some emotions in the song and the way the king is singing. It's better than most modern music today. And now they are eating, the king and the chief. They are eating fish. A delightful gift for you shall be arriving tomorrow. The sub-chief to see you, sire. What brings you here? I've come to make a report, sire. About what? We found out who Ma smuggled weapons to before getting killed. Who is it? Minister Kiwon Hung's steward, sire. Rotten Minister Kiwon Hung. Lord Kiwon wants a signed covenant from the ministers. That will surely change the Emperor's mind. We all support Long Kiwon, but will we be enough? The old farts. Yeah, and now right under our noses, treacherous fiends. They are going to arrest him, I guess. It's a full moon. And the queen is waiting for him. Oh my god, and she's so ready and fine. She's just sitting there waiting for his... and there he is. He was at work. Poor queen. But she's gone. She's gone. Out of my life, she's gone. And the queen is traveling with her brother, going to celebrate her nephew's birthday. And there is the chief, and the queen is just like cold shoulder. Oh, that stare. You won't get inside her for a few weeks. I've come to report on the tailing last night. The sub-chief has already informed me. He said you left for the palace earlier. Why report to me so late? I was just going to F your queen, your majesty. I was afraid to wake you. You've been in my chambers for over years. Since when did you use formalities? And now he is sad. This is the horse. Yes, your majesty. She's a real beauty. Chief Hung will be so pleased to see her. Please forgive me, but it may be a better horse than your own. Bring Chief Hung at once. I want to see him ride it. Yeah. Oh, and there is the beautiful queen. Those eyes. Her eyes is like a bottomless ocean. And there is Chief Hung. He is so orny that he visits the queen, and the queen is in shock. He has again said F to the king. Oh, those eyes. How did you? Not you stupid man. And they start kissing. And they are doing it. All right. I must say that I didn't remember that it was so many sex scenes in this movie, but I'm not complaining. That actress is so beautiful. And those eyes. I could stare at those eyes for eternity. So this is turning out to be an interesting story. I guess the king will be jealous and something will happen to them. Something dramatic. I can't remember so much of the movie since it's been 12 years since I last watched it. And they're still doing it. Oh yeah, you lucky man. and they are done. And the king is still waiting for his chief. It's dark, and he stands there with two servants and a horse. And the sub-chief is telling the king, I heard that Chief Hung went out at sunset. Oh, traitor. Okay, leave. Okay, so now the drama kicks in. Jealousy, drama, the king, the queen, and the chief. Do you have something to say? Offer me a drink, your majesty. I don't think the king expected that the queen and his lover would have an affair behind his back. When will we ever get to meet like this again? Asks the queen. I'll pour you a drink before you go. Do you know how much I despise you? Oh, my queen. When I first came from Juan, I only had the king to depend on. But he only had eyes for you. It was only natural that I resented you. She has made some food, cookies, flour ice cake. Is accustomed to give this to the one you love. I've always wanted to make this like other women. Here, try it. And his eyes tear up. He looked into her beautiful eyes, the endless deep. And I'm crying inside too, and she's also crying. All of us are crying. You don't like it? No, your majesty. It's exquisite. Ooh, she can cry. Oh, those eyes. Your majesty, why do you only favor Chief Hung? Am I not better than him? What are you talking about? I do favor you too. I want to serve your majesty tonight. Oh my god, he wants to sleep with the king. They say the king is the land. Please allow me. Leave. And the chief is on his way home again. Oh no, I smell trouble. He enters the king's room. And there is the servant looking worried, and there is the king. Oh, that stare. Oh, he's so angry. Off with his head, you get that feeling. What brings you here, sire? Oh, it's his room. I asked you where you were. I read a book on military tactics in the library. Oh, you liar. Which book was that? The 6 Secret Strategies, sire. Oh, he questions the chief. What was it about? He can't answer, I guess. He tries to answer, so I guess he has read the book long time before. And the king leaves the room. Oh no, the king wants him to bring his sword because he has read the military tactics. He must also show the king how to fight, use the sword. And there they are, man against man. A duel, draw your sword. I am yet no match for you, sire. Winning is not the issue. I want to test how you refined your skills as the chief of guards. Draw your sword. And the king attacks him. Got the first strike. The chief blocked. Dare not go easy on me because I am the king. I am Jack Sparrow. Yeah, the editing is really sloppy. I hate the fast cuts just because they have to hide that the actors aren't that good in martial arts. Oh my god, it's really bad. The editing is so bad. It's disgustingly bad. Don't watch this movie because of the fighting action scenes. And the chief lost his sword. The king won. He tells the chief that your problem is your heart. You are chief of the Kung Review. Show me true loyalty from the heart. And there is a sub-chief talking to the chief. Minister Key Lord Chu and others are gathered at Wuhyung Temple. Are they going to arrest him? I think there's something big going down, sir. Lord Cha-an is there too. And there are the old farts. And the brother? Isn't that the Queen's brother? Traitors. I'm very grateful for all your help, especially Lord Cha-an for his willingness to join our cause when the Emperor sees this. It will be of great help to Lord Kyungwon. Lord Tam, you have done much for our country. There is the chief and the old fart. Who's there? Get down from your horse. Run, sir. Okay, so they are going to kill him or arrest him. And they are following him. There's a horse racer and the chief is taking out his bow and arrow, and he shoots and kills the old fart. Your Majesty, what happened? He confessed everything, sire. The Lord Kyungwon's secret envoy had this. And he reads a script, or what do you call it? Everyone who signed here plotted to kill me. Oh my. Heads will roll. The Majesty is going to have many heads to chop off. So, what of the Queen's brother? Oh my. Lord Tan also conspired to enthrone Lord Kyungwon. There's not one man I can trust. I'll have a banquet in a few days and cut all of their heads there. Off with the heads. But I'll not let Ta'an die in the banquet because of Queen. You're going to kill him in his house. All rise for their Majesty. You may all be seated. Okay, so he's gonna eat, and the chief is gonna kill the brother of the queen. What kind of weapons are these? Okay, so now they're going to kill them. There's a large group of soldiers with the chief. His soldiers are gonna kill the ones on the list, while the chief is gonna kill the brother. Lord Cho, you are soon done for. Oh, the old farts are laughing that fake laughter. We are all farts. God, man, I hate old farts. Fake, selfish old farts. Now let us all toast to the king. Oh, he's kissing the king's bee. Long live the king. And there is the chief. He nods to the king. Stop the music. But shouldn't he kill the brother first? And the soldiers are entering the room. They are surrounding the ministers. Your attention. With Goryell's fall as a tributary state to Juan, I don't think I pronounced that right. Tributary. Tributary. I don't care. I've endured much humiliation and disgrace. I trust you all feel the same as I do. But within this room there are some who take pride in being puppets to Juan. Oh, the old farce. Oh my, we are in trouble. Kill them, he tells the soldiers. Yeah, they are killing them, one after the other. This is a slaughterhouse. They are killing the old farts. All right. Look at those old farts. They are dying. Out of my way. And the chief just slit his throat. Yeah, he's gonna do some work too. Your Majesty, please. And he is dead too. Not the Majesty, but one of the ministers. And now the chief is riding on his horse. I guess he's gonna visit the brother and kill the brother. And there's the king and the queen. They are gonna have a talk. Listen carefully. I just executed a group of conspirators, but Lord Taan was also among them. Pardon? Your brother was one of them. What are you saying, sire? Lord Taan. Chief Hung went to execute him now. Chief Hung. I am the Queen's brother. Though I may have done wrong, how can the king have me killed, stupid man? Take the king's orders in stride like a royal family. Chief Hung. Why would I have signed it? Oh, so they have tied up the brother's family and the servants, so I think the king wants them all dead. And now the brother begs for his life. For the sake of the queen, please do not kill me. And the scene ended. And there is the king and the chief. I did what you want me to do. He accepted it. I don't think he killed the brother at all. Yes. So I guess the king is showing his dark side right now, so I got the feeling that he didn't kill the brother, so something will happen to the poor chief. And there is the queen. She's meeting him at the library, yes. What happened to my brother? Answer me. Answer that, hot woman. Did you really kill my brother with your own hands? Lord Cha'an is alive. What? He and his family are headed for Juan now. You, sir, you are a traitor. Is that true? Yes. Oh, that's a man's head. Cover it. No need to bring me his head. Also, he brought the brother's head, but it's not the brother. Forgive me, sire. Chifang, did you truly let Lord Taon go? I saw with my own eyes. Oh my god. So that's the sub-chief that is a snitch. He tells the king that he didn't kill the brother. And there's the chief, king, and queen. I've asked you both here to discuss and conclude our postponed matter. Things have stabilized. So I'd like to resume the consummation. Okay, so he wants them to try to have a baby again. I'm resuming what was postponed. Why be so surprised? But your partner will not be hung limb this time. Oh, he's punishing the queen. It's Xiongqi. Okay, so that's the traitor, the snitch. The result was not good with hung limb. Xiongqi is also one of my most trusted men. I hope you understand. Have you gone mad, sir? How can you humiliate me so? This cannot be, your majesty. Why are you doing this, sire? Hung limb. Crazy eyes, do you really not know why I made such a decision? It's a royal order. I will set the date soon. And someone is knocking at the chief's door. I guess it's a queen. Who is it? It's the hot queen, my queen. Let's leave the palace. Anywhere if we can leave the palace. Let's run away from here. Please calm down, your majesty. The queen wants to leave. Take me away from here, please. He tells her to go back, that her life will be in danger if someone sees her with him. But he tells her also that do not come here for me again. And he starts to cry. I will live only as the king's subject from now on. Your Majesty, I deserve to die, says the chief. I was blinded by the foolish desires and betrayed and humiliated you. Please take my life with it. The king gave him a sword, and the chief wants the king to kill him with it. You've given away something more precious than life. What good would it do to take your life now? Question mark. And the chief is still crying, sitting on his knees and crying while the king is sad. Has Chief Hung retired to his room? He is still in the back garden, sire. And he is still there. What has happened? The queen is sick. I think, oh, the Hatti, the queen, tried to take her own life, but she survived. So the king asked the chief if the affair he had with the queen was just on impulse, and the chief says yes. Go serve at the border in a few weeks. It will help you forget about everything here. Poor queen. Poor hot queen. You didn't sleep all night. Stay and rest. And he lays down to sleep. And the chief plays the guitar with the king. And he doesn't play it well. It sounds like a fish. Your tunes have become rather dull. Do it again. Is the chief wearing lipstick? I think the chief is wearing lipstick. Oh, the king is rocking the guitar. So they have sort of become friends again, since the king believes that the chief is done with the queen, that it was just a short time relationship that they had. And now they are painting. The king dreamt of him and the chief were hunting. They are riding horses. Are you leaving tomorrow? Yes, sire. Our soldiers dispatched to Juan will be returning in 2 weeks. I will hold a big banquet. Why don't you leave after that? No, sire. I will leave as scheduled. And it's raining. He's going to travel in the rain. Someone is at his door. Is it the Queen? Who is it? Chief Hung, it's me, Buduk. What is it? I have something urgent to tell you. Go back. I'm sorry, Chief Hung. I said go back. The Queen wants to see you. I don't want to. I'm a baby. Please, just one time. Please. And he's about to cry. I cannot see her. Just go. What's going on here? Suddenly he's in bed with the king. Okay, so he slept with the king. The Queen has conceived. Oh my. And he looks at the king. And there is the Queen. She's at the library. Or what do you call it? And there he is, the handsome chief, wearing lipstick. Oh, my hot Queen. Look at those eyes. It's been a long time. I'm so sorry. I was troubled whether to tell you just before your departure. Does His Majesty know? I haven't told him yet. I doubt he will welcome this child now. I fear it will only harm the child. No, Your Majesty, the king will truly accept the child as his own. And there's the king. He's out walking. Where is the king going? Oh no, please keep strong. Is he going to the library? I shall be going then. Will the king discover them? Hung Lim. Sore music is playing and they are hugging, crying and hugging. Oh no, the king is there. He found them. No, he is in the queen's bedroom and she isn't there. And he's searching for her and he looks angry again. Yeah, so this is interesting. Oh no, the queen kisses him. Will the child be in danger because of the angry king? And they are kissing so long, so I guess the king will catch them. And there's the king again. He looks so angry. Secretary Wang. Yes, your majesty. Where are the military tactic books stored? Oh no. He's gonna find them. He's gonna catch them. Oh, these stupid idiots. Now they are having sex again. Well, I don't hope the king comes yet, so I can watch this beautiful woman. Get away, man. I want to watch the queen. No, 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 the king is near. He's in the library. Oh no. The king found them. He's watching them. Oh no. And they are in shock. They're both. Oh! Jesus. Those two. Oh no. They have tied up the chief. How could you humiliate me like this? And you call yourself a man? What did you promise me? You said you'll never meet her again. But how can you do this to me? Queen. What should I do with him? That fool. What should I do with him? Say something. This all my fault, sire. My affections for him led me to seduce him. Punish me instead, sire. No, your majesty. The queen is without fault. I sought her, unable to fight my love for her. Take my life, sire. Yes, do that, king. Let the queen be. She's a hottie. Did I hear love? Did you say you love the queen? Yes. I love her. Say it again. I also love the queen. Did you just say you're in love with the queen? Yes. Me too. I also love the queen. Those eyes, look at those eyes. You're gone mad with lust. Yeah, this is pretty good acting, especially from the king and the queen. Have him castrated? Oh my, cut it off at once. The king wants his testicles. What are you waiting for? Cut it off. Please, your majesty, kill me, your majesty. Oh no. Forgive him, sire. I'll never meet him again. Just kill me instead. Forgive him, please. It will never happen again. Oh no. Oh, the king looks crazy. Castrate him now. Oh my God. This is awesome. Oh, they did it. They did it. And the queen fainted. But did they cut off his sausage, or did they castrate him? It was a slice from here and down, so that angle didn't look right. It seemed to me like they just chopped off his sausage. And he's in prison. He's with a doctor. He's sleeping. The castrated man. Your Majesty, there's a doctor. I have an urgent matter to inform you. What is it? Your Majesty, congratulations, sir. The Queen has finally conceived. The long-awaited heir has finally come. The king looks upset and in shock. What a blessing for the royal family, sire. And the chief is waking up. I guess he must be in a lot of pain. And the king talks to the sub-chief, and I need you to do something. Oh no. Yes, your majesty. The queen has conceived a child. Sire, you know very well whose child it is. For that child to become truly mine, what should be done? Oh no, he's gonna kill the chief. When the night falls, eliminate everyone involved. Yes, your majesty. But what about Chief Hung? The king has turned into Anakin Skywalker, and it's night. And now the king is talking to the chief. Now we are the same. Who would find you if I don't? That was quality translation. I suggest a simple thing. Let's get back to the first place. If you come back, I'll give you everything. Even this country. And the queen tells her concubine, I must save Chief Hung. Do you know why the king summoned me earlier? He said he'll accept this child as his. How can there be two fathers? The moment this child becomes the royal heir, everyone who knows of this will die. Die by the blade. Quickly take this to Hangbyuk and follow Chief Hung to Injung Temple, but your majesty. If the king accepts this child as his, will you not be safe? There is no time. Go now. Oh yeah, the soldiers, the sub-chief, they are killing the people who knows about the king, the chief and the queen. Those who know the truth. Oh, that old nice man also got killed. Chief, chief, are they trying to save him? Those two are trying to save him? The queen told us. What? We have to get out of here first. Hurry up. The queen. What are you talking about? How is the queen? Oh my god, what a stupid man. The queen went out of palace? And the soldiers are coming. The sub-chief. I think that's the sub-chief, and there is the king. Empty cell. Forgive me, sire. And there is the chief. Hurry, take him inside. They have arrived at their destination. Where is the queen? The queen? I'm pretty certain that those men all are wearing lipstick. The queen is not here, chief. The lipstick men? Forgive us, we lied to you. And there is the queen and the king. Where is Hong Lin? I do not know, sire. Don't you want your child to see the light of day? Tell him to F off. Tell me where Hong Lim is. I do not know. Take my life if you must, sire. Yeah, you tell him, you beauty. I can't let you die so easily. If you give up birth, I'll raise him as a son of whom did high treason. You should see that. I'm starting to hate the king. Talk to me. I don't know. I'm sorry, I just want to hear from you. Something is wrong with the subtitles. Oh, so the king, I think the king wants to interrogate the closest concubine to the queen. They were taking her away. What are you doing, chief? Chief, where are you going, sir? Is he going back to get the queen? I don't remember anything of this movie, but I got the feeling that maybe they both will die a romantic death. Out of my way now, the lipstick men. Get out of my way. What will you do after bringing her here? All is lost. What can you do for her? Do you think you can make her happy? Yep, they are wearing lipstick. That's not cool. And the chief is riding away. riding fast. He's riding while there's a woman singing. Maybe it's the queen. Oh, my beauty, my queen. Just so you know, this is a pretty good movie. Finally, I'm watching a really good movie again. I don't usually do that with my commentary tracks. He stopped and he's crying. There's a lot of crying zooming in on his eyes. I think the right solution to this problem is that the chief and the king must have a duel to the death. The winner will get the kid and the beautiful queen. And how he has arrived? Well, wait. Okay, so he arrived at a place where someone had trashed the place. And now we hear a woman screaming. I guess that's the concubine. Yeah, or is that a man? Where is Hung Lim? The king is torturing a prisoner. And that's the man. Oh, yeah. Okay, so the chief, he went back again to his men, but the king's men had already been there and arrested them, and the king is now torturing them. How much more do you think you can endure? Tell me where he is. Oh, that's what do you call it again? Poke. A hot glowing poke. I'm not sure what it's called in Norwegian. So you can't expect me to remember what it's called in English, but a hot poke. He already left. Why are you doing this? Because he's crazy. How dare you? God, someone must kill the king. F the king. And now the chief has arrived at the gate. He's standing in front of the gate, looking at the guards. It's raining. It's gonna be a romantic death. Heads on stakes. There are heads on stakes, so I guess that's his friends who saved him. Maybe you should fight for your woman and the child, stupid man. And the chief is going to take a look whose heads there are on the stakes. But I guess he knows. Yeah, it's his men. Wait, is that the queen's concubine? That isn't the queen? That man or woman is wearing the necklace that the queen had? He didn't kill the queen? That must be the concubine. And now he's crying. And now there's a sort of celebration here. Yeah, it's the soldiers who are returning home. Oh, we are soldiers, we are brave. Kill the king. The chief has disguised him as a soldier. He's in front of the king now without the king knowing it. Will he assassinate the king? Long live the king. Fireworks, celebration, music. Where are the guitars? Where are the guitar players? Women are dancing. He can't have killed the queen. And there is the chief. He's hiding in the shadow. Again he's crying. You look exhausted, sire. Please retire to your chambers. Do you really think Chief Hung will come? And the king is returning to his chambers. Oh my god, there is the queen. Thank god he didn't kill the queen. That D-bag. I hope he will die. Coward. Can't do anything himself. And the queen asks him to take down the heads hanging over the castle wall. Disgusting man. This is not matter of your concern. Now go. Everything happened as you wanted, sire. So please let Chief Hung go. Sub-chief, yes, your majesty. Escort the queen to her chambers. Why don't the queen kill the king? You can see that she hates him now. So why don't she kill him? Die like a warrior? And the chief has now taken off the armor. He's getting ready to do something. The king is in his chamber. He's crying, looking at the painting with him and the chief out hunting. The queen looks angry. The sub-chief are about to leave her and she speaks to him. You're the only one left now. Coward. Pardon. Everyone involved has died. Oh yeah, mind games. You are the only one left. What do you mean, madam? You know perfectly why Han Bak and Budok were slain. Eventually you will be silenced in secrecy too. Coward. Tell him, queen. You hot beauty. Oh, those eyes. There is no one else who can stop His Majesty's madness. Release him from his pains soon. Yes, kill him. I am the Princess of Juan. If Lord Kyungwoon succeeds to the throne, I shall at least guarantee her life. And there is the chief. He is slaying some soldiers. He's in berserker mode. And the 10 soldiers are coming towards him. They are all wearing lipsticks. Out of my way, lipstick men. I came to see the king. You are wanted for high treason, you stupid idiots. Let me through. We can't, sir. Please leave before anyone sees you. I do not wish to strike you. Out of my way. And it starts. He cuts them. But is he killing them? That's the question. Oh yeah, I think he killed one of them. Chief Hanbiak and the others were not traitors. Oh, so the sub-chief is talking to his men. If what you say is true, it affects us too. You're all going to die, stupid idiots. And the chief is inside the palace. Chief Hung, he knocks two guys out, and the king hears him. Sir, Chief Hung has returned. He's engaging the guard at the court. Go help him, you coward. And the chief is walking towards the king's door. Kill him. He opens up the door, and the king looks at him. Where have you been? The king asks the chief. And the chief bows down to the king. And you've been through a lot, haven't you? Why are you standing there? Come and sit by me. I came to take your life, sire. Yes, kill him, kill the king. And save the queen. Pick up your sword, sire. It is my final show of respect. Why did you do it, sire? How can you do that to the queen? So he believes that the king killed the queen because of the necklace that he saw. You fool, pick up your sword, sire. Shall I strike first, sire? Stand up, your majesty. And the king draws his sword. Fine. If killing me will ease your anger, then try and kill me. And they are fighting. Oh no, the chief just broke a valuable vase. Oh, so the king cut him. The king cut his arm. Do you really think you can beat me? I've been cut to my roots. There's nothing left for me to fear. Yeah, just kill him. Crazy kings must all die. You castrated fool, was love so important? You led me to feel love. I couldn't be more grateful. Oh no, the chief just destroyed the painting that the king was so proud of with those two on horses. The king kicked him so he flew through the door, that paper door. There is the sub-chief, and the party is sort of over. And there's the queen. She looks concerned. And oh my god. Oh, now the king cut him again, but the chief also cut the king. And the king again cut the chief. And there are the guards, your majesty, and he tells them to stay back. Anyone who intervenes will be the first to die. And the king cut the chief again, but he missed. The king ducks. That was almost his head. And the chief ducks. And the chief is tired. Nobody moves until I say so, he tells the guards, the sub-chief. And the king tells the chief to drop his sword and surrender. Then I shall spare your life. It is too late, sire. Finish me, sire. F you, king. I'll kill you, says the king. Whoa. Oh no, the chief's sword broke in two. Both of them stab each other, but the problem is that the chief's sword was broken in two, so he didn't stab the king, while the king stabbed the chief in the heart. No, that felt so wrong. I hope the queen... There is the queen. She's going inside. What's going on? You cannot enter, your majesty. Please go back. The chief is in a lot of pain while the king just stands there with his sword in him. Let me ask you one thing. Have you at least once felt love for me? The king asks the chief. Have you? Even once? Thought me to be your love. No, sire. Ooh. Not even once. Oh my god! So the king was just standing there holding the sword. He was in shock, and then the chief leaned towards him, and when he leaned towards him, the sword went through the chief, and he got close to the king, so he could stab the king in the stomach with his half-broken sword. So now both of them are stabbed. Twist it, man. Will the king survive or not? And the king falls down to the ground. I think he's dying. And the chief will not survive. Yeah, the king is dying. Oh, look at those bloodshot eyes. It's really good acting. The actor who plays the king is effing brilliant in this movie. And the queen is also fantastic. The chief is decent, but those two, they steal the show. And now the guards are walking towards the chief, and the chief pulls out the sword from his body. What are the guards going to do now? Yeah, the sub-chief stabbed the chief. That coward. But he couldn't do anything else. He had no choice, so I understand him. And there is the chief dead. Well, he's not dead yet. There the king died. Your Majesty, no, out of my way, and the chief is laying on the floor in spasms while waiting to die. And the queen is in shock. Hung Lim! But who will she run to first, the king or the chief? Hung Lim, but they are holding her back. Escort the queen to her chambers. Wait a moment. Now the queen is the boss, isn't she? So he can't order the queen. Let go of me. You can't order the queen now. Take her now, says the sub-chief. How dare you let go of me? Yeah, you're going to kill him after this, queen. Hung Lim hasn't died yet. He tries to stand up again. That's a fighter for love. But I understand him. That lucky man. Oh no. He looks at the king who has died, and now a tear runs out of his eye, and he takes his last breath. And there he died. The king has just passed away in the hands of an assassin, one of yours, and we killed him. Quickly move the bodies and make sure none of this gets out. Yes, sir. I hope the queen will kill him so we can see that the sub-chief is hanged or his head is chopped off. They touched the queen. You don't touch that beauty. The palace looks really great up here. I guess that's the kid. The queen and the kid. Do you know where the court is? The court is your home, right? Where is it? My home. Okay. So that's the queen's and the chief's son, and I guess he's his teacher or something. My home is right there. What do you think? It's great. I would love to live there. Then how about living together in our entire life? Oh no, I think that's the king and the chief when they were young. Yes, sire. And there are the king and the chief riding on their horses with their bows and arrows. And that cool song, emotional song is played. Oh. And now they are shooting their bow. Just like the painting. I love that song. You feel that there's some emotions in that song. And the movie was over. Okay, so I'm going to do a short review of A Frozen Flower. I think I watched this movie in 2012 or something, or 2010. It's been a really long time since I last watched it. The story is really interesting, and I don't usually like period movies, or what do you call it? You know, costumes and all that, and stupid kings and queens and politicians, ministers, and all that. That's not my cup of tea, but this movie is really good, and that's because of the director and his choice of actors. He was so good, this director, Johan Juha was a really good director, and he showed it here. This is one of his best movies. It isn't as good as Once Upon a Time in High School, but that's a different genre, and A Dirty Carnival is a gangster movie. I really like this movie. It has good acting. The story, as I said, is interesting, and the two actors who steals the show are the actress who plays the queen. She's a beauty and a really great actress, and I don't understand what happened to her career. Something must have happened because I saw that she starred in some Chinese movies, at least one Chinese movie, and that's not a quality sign. Her name is Song Ji-ho. I'm so bad with Korean names and Chinese names, I never remember the names. The king was played by Jo Jin-moo, and he was so good. He could act just with his eyes, just like the queen, but I have to say that Jo Jin-moo was the best of these two actors. They were close, but you really hated the king's character after a while. He seemed like a decent man, sort of. But you understand his anger also. The chief wasn't a good man, but at the same time he was sort of maybe forced to be the king's lover. And maybe he felt betrayed when the king told him to make his wife pregnant. So you can understand the king, but you can also understand why the chief didn't listen to the king when he got his orders, and he should stay away from the queen and all that. So the king sort of used the chief. He was a selfish man. So the story is great, the acting is great, and the cinematography is great. The few fight scenes we see, they are pretty bad, but the last fight scene with the chief and the king was pretty intense. But before that, the editing was a mess, just to hide that the actors can't fight in real life, that they are not trained martial artists, I guess. So I recommend you to watch A Frozen Flower. It's a really solid movie that feels Korean, but in a good way with the melodrama, and I loved the ending. It feels like a South Korean sort of copy of House of Flying Daggers, you know, a love triangle. So if you like that movie and you remove the much better action scenes, you got a movie like A Frozen Flower, and you should watch it. So I'm giving A Frozen Flower a 8 out of 10. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye.